What's up, DC fan and movie buffs? I'm Alex Figueroa, and welcome to Geeks and Flix. Here are the DC films we previously reviewed, and we are now up to the year 1984, and the film is Supergirl. Now, this is a first-time watch for me, so I can't wait to break this down for you guys. But let's check out the cast of this movie. Starting off with Supergirl / Kara / Linda Lee was Helen Slater. The villain of the film, Selena, played by Faye Dunaway. And then, of course, Peter O'Toole as Zoltar. That's an 80s name. When you have a character named Zoltar, you know he's like some type of genius and shit. What did I think of this movie? Well, I was not into this movie much. When the movie started, it had a little bit of the Superman the movie feel. Like it started off in Krypton in Superman 1. This one was not Krypton. It was named some other place that she came from. And that is where the movie to me got weird, because I thought it was in Krypton where she was from, and I thought she was behind See, like the thing is with the comic books, it's so weird because from what I know is that Supergirl was sent to help Kal-El, but at the same time they were flying together and her thing got knocked off and Superman landed on Earth. He became older, then she arrived, and that's what I know. And this movie was kind of different. It was not Krypton. She went through this parallel universe type thing. I thought it was space, but it wasn't. Then she came out of the ocean. Like the movie, literally, she came out of a lake. And I was like, what? She literally came out of a lake. She flew out. She was dry. She wasn't even wet when she came out. And then she landed on Earth. And I guess Metropolis or wherever the hell it was. And that, to me, took me out of the movie. I was like, oh boy, I already knew this movie was going to be bad. The villain, unmemorable, horrible. They wanted to be these powerful witches. And the whole thing, the point of this whole movie that makes it even whack is that it's a MacGuffin. It's a stupid little artifact that she has to get to bring back to her planet before it blows up. It is bad choices throughout the film, to be really honest with you. But we're going to talk about it now in the pros and cons, because I really want to break this movie down a little bit more for you guys. So let's start it off with the pros, okay? I only have one pro, and I'm going to be honest with you, is Helen Slater as Supergirl. I thought she was beautiful. She got the blue eyes. You could tell they dyed her hair blonde because her hair is like naturally brown, I think. It's kind of dark hair, so you kind of could see it. But anyway, that's not the point. She was great, beautiful, like I said. Her acting, again, the script, 80s, so it had a little bit of corniness throughout the film with her character. I think it would have been, if the film was scripted like the Superman Richard Donner's, I think Supergirl would have been a hit. Let's get into the cons, because the cons, there is tons of them, and this is where I believe the movie failed. Number one, the plot of the film is god-awful. Supergirl has to search for an object that she pretty much lost, and it came to Earth and landed in the hands of Faye Dunaway's Selena. That is pretty much the whole plot of the movie. It is god-awful. It is horrible. The orb, pretty much whatever you imagine, it comes to life. And there you go. The rest is history. She thinks she's the greatest witch. And then she has like this battle with Nigel, this other witch guy who is like telling her the forces of evil and all this BS that, to be honest with you, goes right over your head. Very 80s language, if you know what I mean. It's just a horrible plot line, the whole orb thing. I think it just took away from the whole movie, where I wish it was just her landing and in Kal-El. This is where I feel the movie also failed, is not getting Christopher Reeve in the film. If you got him in this movie, I think the movie would have been a hit. Him teaching her the ways of how to live as an alien and a human. But we didn't get that here. She's just searching for an object, and then off she goes. It is so dumb and horrible. Number two, Faye Dunaway as Selena. I mean, she was gorgeous at the time, but the character's so unmemorable. It is so horrible, very corny. You really don't care for her. Her secret identity, she's not Kara in the movie. She does not introduce herself as Kara in the movie like everyone knows her. She introduces herself as Linda Lee. She goes into this office in the school board and pretty much looks at a General Lee poster and then tells the principal her name is Lee. Linda Lee, the cousin of Clark Kent. Now, this is the problem that I have. She never met Kal-El. She never met Clark Kent, but she knows the secret identity of Superman. I don't know how. It is one of the biggest plot holes in the movie, because she never met Superman, because there's a scene in the movie where, another coincidence how stupid this is, they put her in a room with a girl that she never met before, to room with her. And guess who it is? It's Lucy Lane, the sister of Lois Lane. And I was like, that is just like destiny written in the, it's just so coincidence. It's so stupid and so horrible. But anyway, there's a scene in the movie where she sees a poster of Superman, her cousin, and she points to it. She goes, have you ever met him? And she said no. But all of a sudden she knows Clark Kent is on Earth, and she knows that Superman is Clark Kent. To me, horrible. It is a horrible decision. Also, she goes to this Phantom Zone. They added the Phantom Zone, which was just a horrible, stupid scene. She escapes the Phantom Zone. She puts the bad guy into the Phantom Zone. The fights are horrible. The CGI is god-awful. It got worse. I don't know, at 84, it's weird because in the Christopher Reeve movies, I think Superman 2 is out by then, and Superman 3, and those look great, great-wise. This movie looked awful. I mean horrible. You could tell she's behind a green screen most of the entire film. And when she's doing the wire work, it looks like she's not even comfortable on it. So it looks like when they yank her up, she looks like she's trying to get comfortable. It looks so horrible. And again, unmemorable. Like, this movie is so unmemorable, and it's not fun at all, to be really honest with you. It's not a good movie at all. But let's just rate this movie, because I think it's just time to rate this movie. What do I think of this movie? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give this movie a bad, and this is going to be a 1 out of 5. The movie is just god awful. It's not fun. It's not memorable. The soundtrack is god awful. It's not good at all. They should at least just gave her the John Williams score or something, because honestly, it's not a good film at all. At all. This is not a good movie at all. To be honest with you, I was bored and a waste of time. But let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Supergirl from 1984. Would you want to see this, or would you skip it? And again, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you guys want to join me as I continue my DC Retro Rewind watch through every Wednesday here on this channel. And of course, check out Nate's new movie releases every Friday here on the Geeks and Flix channel. Till then, keep the reels rolling and geek out.